perfect team. Hey!
Well, welcome back to RT Live, Building Brighter Tomorrows. How you doing out there? I'm T-Alicia.
And I'm Richard.
Hey, and we're just checking in, seeing how y'all are doing through the quarantine and everything, and how's it going with your family? Y'all still like each other? It's tough being close, isn't it? A little bit too long sometimes, so making sure y'all are giving yourself some space, individually giving each other space to maneuver and have some quiet time, free time to yourselves, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. But it's also a great time to be together and closer, but just being careful to make sure we don't smother each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the other thing though that's nice is we don't have to stay inside necessarily. It's really getting nicer weather as we move into spring and summer, and so it's actually pretty nice out. Of course, we got a zillion projects that we can do, and they're all looking at us, and we got to decide which one we need done first and the most, and work through that. But it's great to get outdoors and dream a little bit about our garden, our flower beds, or getting the hammocks out, or whatever you do, for your spring and summer. So it's fun. I love summer. I love spring. I love fall. That's probably my favorite time, but I can't complain about spring and summer either, though. So anyway, hopefully you're getting out and finding some different ways to just enjoy the outdoors, whether it's sitting on your porch or patio or whatever. So yeah. I
think it's good to balance fun and work, though. Even though there's a ton of projects staring at us, I mean, there's a time, especially with the kiddos at home, to balance out and have some fun time too. Even if it's playing cartoon tag in the yard or whatever, just it's good. It's good for getting us outside, getting us physical, having some exercise. It's good for our mental health. It's good for circulation flowing again. It's just good all around.
Yeah, definitely. So just a real quick story about over the past month, we've been talking about getting out of our storage unit, but just about a month or a little over that, we got our elliptical machine out, which we've had in storage for a while.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we got it out, got it to the house, and it's been sitting there for about 5 or 6 weeks, never touched. And I asked her if she was going to use it, and she's like, no, it's too dusty. And I'm like, what's that got to do with it? But anyway, so I finally...
Well, wait a second. I have been doing yard work, so it's like I'm killing myself out doing brush piling and that kind of sort. So I'm sore, so I feel like I'm getting my exercise in. So
yeah. Anyway, so I finally got on it 3 days ago, and I remembered why we like being on it. It's just really, you feel good afterwards. It's really tough, and jumping into doing multiple. Doing 30 minutes right away is definitely not something I'm doing yet, but it won't be long. We'll be right back at where we were as long as we stay on it. The hardest thing about that silly machine is actually getting on it. It's like once you're on it and you do it, I mean, it's great, but it's just like just hard to get on this stupid thing.
You have to really balance yourself. And then and then if you go 30 minutes, you're like your legs are like rubber getting off of it. So you have to really steady yourself.
You have to walk it out afterwards. I don't know. I'm sure several of you have seen on the news or on TV or whatever, just a lot of people doing really interesting workouts without machines. Like one guy put salt or sugar or soap or something on the floor, and I thought he was acting like he was on a treadmill, and just lots of different funny things. So that's people are coming up with silly ways to exercise. Yeah. I don't know if it's really for the shock and awe video or if it's for exercise, but either way, it's fun. So maybe find some ways to exercise. Everybody has different ways to do that, and again, I think it's starting is the hardest part of it every time. So anyway, today we're kind of sharing some things about friendship and marriage, friendship in marriage, or just good things about just a friendship too that we're going to talk about. So we're going to share a couple stories. You want to go first?
You want me to go first?
So I'm going to share a joke here. We'll see how good we do. Anyway, a married couple never fought. Not even once in 25 years of marriage. That is hard to believe, isn't it? A friend of the couple asked, how is that even possible? And the husband replied, well, we went to a ranch for our honeymoon, and while horseback riding, my wife's horse jumped and my wife fell off. She got up, patted the horse, and said, this is your first time. And after a while, it happened again, and she said, this is your second time. And when it happened the third time, she pulled out a gun and bam, shot the horse dead right there. A little emphasis there. I shouted, are you crazy? And she, you killed a horse. And she gave me that look, and she said, this is your first time. Anyway. Okay.
Frightening lady, huh? Okay, I have one too. It's a couple went to the county fair. They ate all the food and rode all the rides. When it came time to leave, the woman asked her husband if there was anything else he'd like to do. I'd like to take a ride on that airplane, but it costs $20. She replied, $20 is $20. He nodded sagely and they went home. Next year, they went back to the fair, and year after year, every year, his longing to ride the airplane grew, and every year, her answer was the same. $20 is $20. After many years, the now old man was talking to the pilot about how he had always longed to ride his airplane, but his wife wouldn't let him waste their money. I have an idea, the pilot said. Let's make a bet. You ride the airplane, and if you don't make a sound the whole time, I'll give you $20 back. The man's wife reluctantly agreed, and the couple climbed into the back seat. The pilot fired up the engine and took off. Determined to make his money, the pilot did a series of barrel rolls, corkscrews, loop-the-loops, even climbed straight up and then until the engine stalled, and then drove straight down until he could restart it. Not a peep came from the passengers, so he leveled off and landed. He turned around and was shocked to see the old man sitting alone. Where's your wife? The pilot exclaimed. She fell out on the second barrel roll, the man replied. Why did you say something? We could have landed and gone and looked for her. Well, I wanted to, but $20 is $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what? Those are funny, but those are not, anything to build a marriage on. So we have a couple things to share, but I wanted to first start off by saying, what is friendship? And the Webster's Dictionary defines friendship as a person who you like and enjoy being with. Friends share similar interests, they share joys and sorrows, and as John Gottman, professor of the University of Washington, has been quoted, happy marriages are based in deep friendships. Happy marriages are based in deep friendships.
Yes.
We're going to read a couple things here. We're going to tag team, but marital friendship buildings. So ways to build friends in your marriage.
Friendship in your marriage.
In your marriage. I'm all over the place today. One is quality time spent that is just between the two of you.
Yeah, and another one's communication, talk and share about everyday life, and I know for us it's fun to dream together about all kinds of things.
You're jumping ahead. Hang on.
Did I jump ahead?
Yep.
Okay. Talk and share about everyday life. There you go. Communication.
The next one is trust and be honest and loyal.
Another one is interest. Find common interest, have fun with one another, laugh together, make lasting memories, do and try new things together. Some things we've tried lately is she loves to dance, and I've wanted to, but I've got 16 left feet or something. I don't know, couldn't dance, but recently we found a way to do that, and so we can dance in our living room to whatever music we want, or we can go out and dance, but it's been really fun, and it's not something I really wanted to do, it's something she loved, but I'm loving it too now.
And it's good exercise, so it gets us energized and gets us off the couch and whatnot. So
and they call the thing that we've been watching to learn, they talk about the smile on the woman's face, and she sure gets it. She gets that big old grin when she does the right twirl and we do the right thing, and we're kind of like, wow, hey, we're not too bad after all.
But there's a lot of laughter between where we don't
where
do
we
the
make
right
the
thing.
mistakes. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead.
Anywho, and goals. Set and work toward life goals with one another. Dream together. There's your dreaming.
There we go. I like to dream. I've dreamt all my life.
We were just doing that today.
Yeah.
Earlier, just
That's true.
thinking about what we're gonna do a little bit later this year.
Yeah. Another one is priority. Make your spouse feel like a top priority. Respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
Treat one another equally.
Cheer on each other's successes, and I think this is a huge one for friends as well as
Sure.
a marriage partner. It's important to cheer on people's successes.
Right.
Yeah.
Lean on one another in tough times.
And appreciate what's that?
Let me say something about that. That means men lean on your wives. Wives, be available for your husbands, to console them, to pray for them, to love on them, even to maybe pick up some of the slack sometimes when you know that they have a lot on their plate. That's the same and true for both of us. We're in this marriage together. When one's got a lighter load, they can pick up slack on the other that has maybe more on their plate. So.
Yes. And I know on another note on that is just that Tia Alicia is especially good at lifting me up when I'm about to do a nosedive, so just by her words, so that's really helpful.
Thank you.
Appreciate your spouse. Be considerate of each other.
And lastly, be forgiving of one another and don't hold grudges. That can be tough, but it's necessary, It makes a better tomorrow when you don't hold a grudge tonight.
Definitely, yeah.
Anyway, that's all we have for you today. I think, is there anything else you'd like to share?
That's it. I think it's just, obviously take some time with your partner and
Build friendships.
Build friendship, find ways to do things together, find ways to have common ground, and even do things that are a little bit of a struggle for you, but your spouse loves it or something like that. It's helpful to do that for each other.
Yeah. I guess another thing for a healthy marriage that I would probably add to the list, and this isn't necessarily friendship, but it is, it's like covering each other, like rather than exposing and embarrassing somebody, one of your spouse, just cover them, love them, even in public, say kind words about them. You don't need to share dirty laundry with everybody that you come in contact with. Just lifting each other up and covering, make sure that your love extends over them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's about it for today.
Yep.
Well, join us next episode. We're glad that you joined us this day, and together, you and I, we're gonna build brighter tomorrows.
Amen.
Talk to you later.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. You and I.
You and I.
Oh.
What did you say?
Let's start that over again. Let's do that last ending. So that's about all we have for you today.
Well, by golly!
That's not what you're supposed to
I
say.
don't know what that is.
So that's about all we have for you today. Thank you for joining us, and join us for the next I can't say that word.
Next what?
Episode.
Episode.
Exocapode.
Just episode.
Start over. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for joining us, and okay. Oh, what did I do? Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for today. So thank you for joining us, and please do watch our next episode. Have a great day, and together we're going to build brighter tomorrows.
Have a great day. Take care.
Together we're going to build.
Together we can build brighter.
We're building brighter tomorrows.
We are building. Together we are building brighter.
Should we do that one more time?
One more time.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to watch our next episode.
So, are you saying anything about me doing a song before we close it, or what?
I always forget the song. Okay, let's go over.
Let's skip it all together. That's
Take
fine.
15. Well, to sign off, we just want to say thank you for joining us, and be sure to watch our next episode, and stay tuned while Richard shares a special song. Bless you. Together, we're building brighter tomorrows.
Brighter tomorrows. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's good. Hopefully. I hope it got
How
there.
you're gonna layer that in, that'll be weird, but whatever.
Hey there, I'm going to do a song for you guys. It's called In Case You Didn't Know. It's a song by Brett Young. And anyway, just love to share it with you. I can count the times I almost said what's on my mind, but I didn't. Just the other day, I wrote down all the things I'd say, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. Baby, I know you've been wondering. Oh, here goes nothing, in case you didn't know. Baby, I'm crazy about you, and I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you, even though I don't tell you all the time. You had my heart a long, long time ago, in case you didn't know. The way you look tonight, that second glass of wine, that did it. There was something about that kiss, girl, you did me in, got me thinking, yeah, thinking. One of the things I've been feeling, oh, you need to know, in case you didn't know. Baby, I'm crazy about you, and I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you, even though I won't tell you all the time. You had my heart a long, long time ago, in case you didn't know. You had all of me, I belong to you. You're my everything, in case you didn't know. Baby, I'm crazy about you, and I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you, even though I don't tell you all the time. You had my heart a long, long time ago. Yeah, you had my heart